We're going to look at the Diablo 4. So I didn't watch this whole thing. It was a Q&A session. Canon made a kind of like a synopsis of it, and I wanted to watch it just to see kind of what I missed out on. Here we go. Let's watch this.
Big updates as well as a bunch of questions answered in the latest dev stream for Diablo 4. In this video, we're going to be going over every single thing, all the keynotes that was mentioned in the dev stream in TLDR fashion. Now, as you can see here, there is a post that they made on the website that goes over and just kind of spark notes what they went over, but there are a lot of missing details that you might find interesting. So I've written them all out here in my handy dandy notepad, and we're going to be going over these one by one as fast as we can. So first thing that they started with was the early access being March 17th, and it's going to start
15 days from now. That's fucking nuts. It's so soon.
At 9 a.m. Pacific
I have to
time,
wake up early.
and it's going to end on March 20th, noon Pacific time, and it's the same with the open beta. First weekend of beta will include the Barbarian, Rogue, and Sorcerer.
My plan is I'm going to play Barbarian weekend 1, and I'm going to play Necromancer weekend 2. Unless Barbarian is just so fun that I don't want to quit.
The second weekend, you can play all 5 classes, which means the Druid and the Necro will be available. They want to test the server capacity and the balance.
Yeah, that's
going to
be really important.
Feedback's going to be pretty big there. There will be a world boss active. There will be 4 spawn times on each Saturday. The boss is called Ashava. I hope I spelled that correctly. And it is a level 25 world boss. World bosses, you just show up and other people will be there. Camera pulls out. It's all seamless.
Okay, that's
12
cool.
players can fight a world boss in one single instance.
So what happens if number 13 shows up? Like, that's what I'm kind of curious about. Well, yeah, what is this? Is it tapped, or are they not able to get loot? Can they participate, or does it just get... I don't know. Does it scale?
They did go on to say that the party sizes later on were 4-man parties, so I'm assuming 3 parties here per world boss. Minimum and recommended specs here, they say that you can play console, or excuse me, console players can play during the beta, and that's is listed right here.
Well, I think that makes sense, because again, a lot of these betas are effectively them testing tech and figuring out what works and what doesn't work, and console is huge for Diablo, so of course they need to have that.
The minimum and recommended specs here. Ray tracing will be available after launch. Preload will be available a week before beta.
Oh wow, that's
Consoles
really soon.
can play with can play couch co-op. Each person will need their own BattleNet account though. Early access to open.
I think that's kind of dumb. I don't know why. Like, why do they need their own BattleNet account? I feel like, I mean, I guess maybe you have to have that because like the characters are there. That kind of sucks. Because, like, I remember, you know, you buy Halo, for example, and then your friend comes over and you just play co-op Halo, and he's like, and you could even play online, and it would just be like fucking, you know, Asmongold, and then it would have like parentheses, like 1, 2, and 3. If you were playing split screen with somebody else in Halo 2.
Open beta progress carries over. There will be a wipe after the beta, and 5 zones in the beta test. Beta rewards for the launch are they are right here. You'll get the initial casualty title by reaching Kyovashad with 1 character during the beta test. You'll get the early Voyager title by reaching level 20 on 1 character during the beta.
Okay.
And finally, you will get this adorable little beta Wolfpack cosmetic item by also reaching level 20. So definitely try and get to level 20 during the open beta test, which is open for everyone. Then they go on to talk about the armor system. Oh, which by the way, they also said that the devs will be playing live with the community on the.
I will actually say that I think the Diablo guys have been doing really well. Like, I don't like how they wanted to put restrictions on respecking. I'm not a fan of that. I think it's just bad idea. But overall, it seems like they've actually been trying to make the game good. And I've even had people contact me privately about this, or like, not privately, but like talk to me about this, like not on stream. And they're like, yeah, this game looks pretty good.
24th via live stream. And then the next thing that they go over is the armor system. And they kind of go into a lot of detail here with how damage is being scaled with armor. So to go over this really quick, chest armor and pants provide more armor value than boots and gloves, which
this is how it is in WoW. Is like chest, helmet, and legs have the highest value, and then I think it's gloves and boots that have the second highest, and then belt, and then bracer underneath that. So yeah, it's something like that.
provide the
Sure, which
smallest
makes
armor
sense.
value. Item power will represent the power of the item. Items drop based off of the monster's power. Item power represents how strong a gear piece is. High item power usually means it's more powerful, but not always, depending on the passive.
Yeah, that's how a lot of things work.
Armor value is
item power is, it just seems like item level, right? I mean, that's, I don't know why they're adding a, like, oh, well, we won't call it item level, and then they won't think it's item level. Bro, it's item level.
To item power. The higher the item power, the higher the armor value.
Okay,
Diablo 3
yeah,
versus
just like
Diablo
item level.
4. There's a little bit of a difference here with elemental resist. Armor not only mitigates physical damage, but it also absorbs a certain amount of non-physical damage.
This is how
armor
New World
will
works.
absorb 50% of non-physical damage. For example, if it absorbs 60% physical damage, it will absorb 30% elemental damage.
Oh, I see. All right, so it absorbs half of whatever its physical absorb is.
World tiers have elemental resist penalties, so you need to keep up with your elemental resist.
Man, that's a good idea. I wonder what game they got that from.
The higher the world tier, the bigger the penalty. There is a 20% penalty from world tier 2 to tier 3, 20% less resistance.
Diablo 2, really?
And a 40% penalty to tier.
Isn't that funny how, like, maybe Diablo 2 had that, and then PoE stole it, and now everybody thinks that Diablo 4 is stealing it from PoE, but PoE actually stole it originally from Diablo. That's so funny. I didn't play Diablo 2, so I didn't even know that.
4. Armor scales
Holy
with
shit.
level shown represented in the chart, which I'm going to pull up right here. This is the chart that they showed us on the stream. Damage reduction from armor goes down with level as shown on the chart.
Yeah, of
Higher
course.
level monsters penetrate more armor damage reduction as shown on the chart. Monsters also now have damage mitigation. Higher levels, they absorb more damage instead of traditionally just increasing the mob's HP values at each level. Problem with the HP values just increasing makes damage numbers extremely high in the billions as you go end game. The damage reduction on mobs will not exceed the damage
Wait. Monsters now have damage mitigation, absorb more damage. HP values just increasing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, that's good. I always didn't like that in Diablo. How, like, you're doing trillions of damage. It's just, that's too much. There's no need for that.
A player, so you will still see a damage increase. This was a change that they made for Diablo 4. Next, they go on to talk about strongholds. As you explore the world, there will be one stronghold per zone, 5 zones. Private experience. This is a private experience, so you and your party only will be able to complete the stronghold missions. Once you complete your stronghold, it then becomes public, and then people can interact with it. When you conquer a stronghold, there is a lasting impact on the world, and strongholds also give a lot of renown, which is essentially just a new currency to purchase more upgrades.
This seems like more of an MMO feature. What I've heard from people they've told me is that Diablo 4 functions a lot like an MMO. It is very much like an MMO. It's just that Blizzard doesn't want to market it that way.
Rep vendors. Strongholds do unlock a variety of things, including dungeons, waypoints, aspects, etc. Hardcore also was finally confirmed as the last thing that they mentioned in the dev stream before the Q&A
That's good.
section.
There's a lot of people
the first
that like
question
hardcore.
that was asked was,
I'm not
when
one of
will
them, but
we
it's good for
learn
them.
more about Diablo 4's progression and endgame systems?
I don't think they need to figure that out, really. Because that doesn't matter until after the beta, and also, like, it doesn't really matter until the first season starts. Because the truth is, the preseason, whenever Diablo 4 comes out, is just going to be a beta test.
answer to that was after the beta. We will be going over this, and they will be sharing that information. The next question,
I hope they, this is like kind of like really small thing, is like, I hope they have items that are like the legacy items that PoE has, right? Like 1,000 health comms chest or comms heart, for example. And they keep them like that, and they don't retroactively change items so people can make broken fucking builds on Standard League. I always thought that was so cool to watch in Path of Exile.
is there a limit on the number of people that you can see in the open world? The answer to that was yes, there is a limit you can see at one time. This adjusts depending on the content.
That makes sense.
More on that, they said that they wanted Diablo to feel desolate. They don't want players to lose immersion by seeing a lot of people. Strongholds and dungeons.
I am not a huge fan of that personally. I'm a huge fan of having a way to toggle this on and off. But I do think that especially whenever you get into some cities or strongholds or whatever, I like the idea of seeing a lot of players together in the same area because it makes it feel like it's bussin'. You know, like, I don't know, I think that's really cool. Yeah, everybody's there, whole squad's here, like, hell yeah.
They will only see the people that you have in the party, but when strongholds are open to public after completing, you'll see more people, but not a tremendous amount, not a lot. World bosses, open world events, however, you will see more players
that's cool.
in that area. I think they confirmed earlier in the dev stream that there will be 12 people per instance for the world bosses, for example. When you go to town, however, this is where you're going to see most of the other players. Where you can party up, you can see their gear, their...
I really am glad they're allowing you to do that. I hope PoE 2 also allows this to where you can inspect people and see their gear. That is so important. I think that really, in my mind, anything that's in Diablo Immortal will probably be in Diablo 4. In terms of like systems, right? Like gems, upgrading gems, you'll probably need to upgrade gems and then put more gems together to make better gems. That's how Diablo 3 worked as well. The like going out in the open world, having these different quests, pay to win. Well, hopefully not that system, okay? Yeah, all the systems accept that. Because from what I had heard from people who had played the beta for Diablo Immortal, is that the game was actually very good before they made it extremely pay to win. Which I played the game. I disagree with that. I thought it was a fucking terrible game. But that's what people thought.
Cosmetics, it will feel like a city. Now, to me, this sounded like kind of like a hub-based MMO feel. That's just obviously my thinking, of course. The next question was, can you stream the beta? Answer, yes, you can stream the beta. And then they went on to confirm a few other points here. The game will support ultra-wide, supports 3x1. Mega ultra wide, little typo there, mega ultra wide, they will see black bars, so like the super juice.
They have to do this because like what people used to do, and they do this with PoE too. Like I'm gonna call him out. Cute Dog had this, right? He had the ultra widescreen monitor where you could hit the mobs off the screen and they would not fucking aggro to you. And back in Diablo 3, I was doing the exact same fucking thing, and there was a hack that you were able to download that allowed you to zoom your character even farther out, and then you could shoot things before they were programmed to attack you because your character wasn't close enough, but the arrows would still reach over there. Yeah, it was a good one. It was a very good one.
Ultra wide monitors. You can play on the PC with a controller, and Diablo 4 will also have seasons. More info on the first season as we get closer to launch. They also said that they do want each season to really change and be different for each season. Runework.
I think that matters a lot. Like whenever I was playing Diablo 3, I stopped playing the game for seasons because every season was effectively the same thing. Level up. It's super fast. Then after you get done leveling up, do rifts. And after you get done doing rifts, you do more rifts. That's it. Like, I felt like there was nothing really to, like, look forward to, nothing to aspire to. Like, in Path of Exile, for example, there are all these, like, benchmarks that you can meet, and the ways that you meet those benchmarks are based off of how you build your character. You know, you have so many different boss benchmarks, like Shaper and, Uber Elder, Uber Exarch, fucking Maven, like, I don't know, Delve. Like, there's so many different things.
Also being worked on to reach player expectations. WASD will not be supported at launch, but they will continue to look into it. Diablo 4, however, will have a lot more customization when it comes to binds and controls compared to Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. Party sizes, as I mentioned earlier, was confirmed to be four players per party. And the final question that was asked was, is there trading in Diablo 4? And that was being asked and spammed in the Twitch chat.
Yeah, I mean, that's what really matters. Like, trading is very important. I think party size of 4 players is totally fine. That's okay.
So that was trading in Diablo 4 is less restrictive in D3, but not wide open. They want to protect the game loop of killing mobs to get loot, but they do understand that some people want that open trading.
I really want open trading. The reason why I like Path of Exile is because every single map that I do, I know that I will get something that will move me towards my goal of being able to buy the item that I want. Even if I only get 2 Chaos Bolts or Chaos Orbs, I am that little bit closer. And in Diablo 3, the game for me kind of died whenever they did the pre-patch and you couldn't trade gear anymore. Because it was like, okay, so now all I have to do is just randomly kill mobs until I get this item or I get enough resources to buy a randomized identifiable belt that might be Witching Hour. And then that Witching Hour might be good. That's not fun to me. I don't think that's fun at all. Like, I don't want to just like continue playing a slot machine. I want to be able to get something really, really, really good for like a wizard. And then I'm a barbarian. I sell that and then I buy the barbarian gear. That's what I think is fucking great about these games, and that's what keeps them alive, is the economy. Whenever you don't have an economy in a game, you get to this point where you just start hitting these diminishing returns where it's like, okay, what are the odds that, you know, like I think Witching Hour had like a top end, let's just think about this, a top end of 50% critical strike damage. So like you've already got a 47%, okay? And all the other stats are, you know, 1 point off of perfect. What are the odds that you're going to be able to upgrade that item? Basically fucking zero. Because you have to get a legendary drop. The legendary has to be a belt. The belt has to be Witching Hour, and the belt has to roll at this level. It's like nothing. So whenever I get to that point, I just quit the game because I'm bored. I don't want to keep like rolling for this. This isn't fun or enjoyable at all. So then I just stop playing. But in Path of Exile, I always know that not only whenever I get this new item, or that there is a way to get a 50% Witching Hour, but I know also whenever I get that 50% Witching Hour, I can sell my 47% Witching Hour. And then I can buy it and get even better stuff. So there's the continual gear progression that trading provides. I am a massive advocate for trading, and I would rather have trading than not. I know that trading comes with a lot of negative effects, but I think the positives outweigh the negatives.
They're going to try and balance it to a certain degree, but the concept of wanting to protect the game...
So, 1 second. Somebody says open trade equals RMT equals bots. I will not accept that Blizzard, a multi-billion-dollar company, does not have the tools to deal with bots to an acceptable level, while Path of Exile, a small indie developer that comes from New Zealand, is able to protect their free-to-play game that also has open trading, and it does not negatively affect the game. I'm absolutely fucking not. Don't tell me that we have to have our game experience made worse because they can't bother to deal with bots. Fuck that. PoE does it, and that game is free. You're telling me Diablo 4 can't do this whenever it's buy to play? Get the fuck out of here. It's a joke.
Loop of
PoE has
killing
bots?
mobs to get loot
Every
is
game has
always
bots.
going to supersede everything, and that will be the priority. Finally, the last thing
sorry, I don't want to do it again. But the difference is because the bots in Path of Exile do not ruin my experience in the game. Like, I am never thinking, man, like, I can't get anywhere because there's so many bots in this game. They're devaluing the price of Chaos Orbs so much that, you know, I have to farm 275 Chaos Orbs to get, I don't know, some random fucking item. You know, at Ziri's, the Atziri flask. Yeah, it's just, it doesn't negatively affect me. So obviously, of course, there's bots, but there's not enough bots to where they have massively impacted the economy to where it's non-functional.
Mentioned was, yes, there are treasure goblins in Diablo 4. And that's pretty much it, guys. I try to get through that as fast as possible. Like and subscribe if you guys found that helpful. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I plan on covering Diablo 4 as much as I can.
Glad to hear that.
Currently playing Diablo 3 on Twitch. Come check me out on that platform. Next month, I'm going to be deep diving Diablo 4 with the team. We're going to try and get...
I also think that one thing that really matters to me a lot and makes me very excited for Diablo 4 is that everybody has said that the new Diablo 3 season is good. Like, Again, it's the age-old thing. The best indicator for future performance is current performance. Well, the current performance is good. Well, I mean, fuck. Okay, maybe the new game is going to be good. Because right now it's good.
As many guides out there for you guys as possible, and just give you guys a good solid review of the game, because I know a lot of you guys are
I'm gonna play
waiting
the fuck
for
out
that.
of this game.
Once again, join me on Twitch, join the Discord, and I'll see you in the next video.
I am super opinionated and very, very much an advocate of having trading in Diablo 4. I think that is so important. Like, I really, really, really want trading. I don't care about the negative effects of it. I think the positives outweigh the negatives massively. The idea that you can't manage bots in a buy-to-play game is a joke to me. So, I don't know. To me, I hope that they at least, if Blizzard says they want to try out different seasons with different things, at least, Blizzard, can you consider having a season with trading? Just to see what happens. Maybe. Let's just, see what happens. Yeah, try it one season. Why not? What could go wrong? You mean give, not trade? Well, no. I mean, I'm talking about my experience, and what I got out of trading in these games predates my experience as a streamer. Like, none of these things that I'm talking about and drawing, like, analogies to happened whenever I was a streamer. This was all stuff that I did whenever I was just a NEET living at my mom's house off of fucking food stamps. And I was so happy. It was great. Buy to play equals New World equals bots. New World doesn't have a lot of bots. Like, yeah, New World doesn't have that many bots. Like, it has obviously some of them, but it doesn't have that many. Like, what do you guys think? Yeah, trading leads to bots and pay to win. Yeah. That is something, like, I don't think that you want, like, I know that. But I would rather have RMT in the game than not allow trading. Because that is fundamentally what happened. That is fundamental decision. You are saying, okay, I want trading in the game, and there will be a level of RMT that will happen. Now, that level should be very low, and Blizzard it's their responsibility to make that as low as possible. However, the RMT will exist. And I think that is a much better game experience, and I think Path of Exile is an example of that. So yeah. What would it add to the game? No. What's the value of trading? Well, I already said it gives people a very clear path for how they can advance and improve their character. It's just that simple. Let me go ahead and link this for you guys. The reason we have inflation is because we don't have trades anymore. Only restricted and pay-to-win bullshit. Bring back the middleman. What's your thoughts? Well, I just want to see... I want to see complete trading with no restrictions. You should be able to trade anything that you get, minus, I don't know, maybe a few, like, capstone uber elite boss items that aren't tradable. But other than that, you should be able to trade anything you want. It works perfectly in Path of Exile, and I will not fucking hear an excuse to why it can't work in Diablo 4. That's all there is to it. Other than that, I think Diablo 4 is shaping up to look like a great game. I think this is a great synopsis of the video. Cannon made a ton of Lost Ark videos back in the day. Now he's doing Diablo 4 videos. I'm very glad to see that. So I'm very happy about this. I'm super happy about Diablo 4. There are a handful of things that I disagree with the game, but overall, I am, in general, super excited and very happy. Tarkov is taking away barter trades due to RMT. I do not consider it a good thing whenever a company tells their players, we're throwing in the towel because we are not willing to invest money to improve your game experience. We are going to punish everybody in the game by removing a feature because we do not want to pay people to ban bots and to ban RMTers. How would you regulate it? The same as you do anything else. You just fucking figure it out. You figure out, like, oh, okay, so here's really simple. So if you have this one guy and he's always trading gold to random characters that he has had no former interactions with, No, you forehead this, but it's actually not a forehead fucking thing. So how do you figure out how if somebody is a bot or not, or they're buying or RMTing? Well, it's very simple. You have a whitelist of different characters, like maybe they're streamers or something like that, so you don't keep getting false flagged for different people, and maybe alts of other accounts, and that's like a whitelist. But other than that, for like an average player, if an average player is receiving 100,000 gold from another player that they have no history of interactions with, which of course they have all of that data because it's all chat logged, it's all chat files, they have tons of this shit, Blizzard does. That's how they can ban you for what you say in the game, because it gets parsed and then it gets sent through a fucking algorithm. The algorithm reads you saying fuck or shit or some other bad word, and then it bans you. So all you have to do is you take it through a fucking algorithm. It says this character has never interacted with this account ever before, and now they're just randomly trading 100,000 gold. There was no action taken, there was no communication given, and if it was only one or two fucking lines. This is an immediate red flag, and it can be looked at by a specialist, and then they make a decision based off if it was RMT or not. It's so fucking simple. This is something that anybody who plays this video game would know immediately. I mean, come on. Makes me so mad. Isn't that exactly how PoE trade works? Yes, it is. Most people don't care about trade. It devalues your achievements, in my opinion. If it was really that important, they would have added it in some form, though. It devalues your achievements. I don't know. I disagree with that. Yeah, I am a huge trade advocate. I can talk about this for fucking hours and hours and hours. Bro, but it sounds like someone has never had to implement any of these systems. Too many edge cases. If it requires human interactions, it's not going to scale. Too many edge cases. Okay. So why is it then Path of Exile can do it? Why is it that RMT is not a huge issue that is ruining Path of Exile? Very simple question. It is? No, it's not. Yeah. It's that simple. It makes trade better. Yeah. It's because there's no excuse. That's why. Path is full of pay to win? No, it's not. Because they value the longevity of their game over profit. I think banning RMT is something they could do, but they don't want to prioritize it because then it could change their game to trade, making less necessary. I mean, guys, listen, we can argue about this forever. This is what I think. Trading is absolutely necessary for a game like this to be successful. I think not having trading is just telling your players that you don't want to invest in making them have the best experience possible. There are many free games that have trading that don't have this problem. Blizzard has historically not done a very good job with dealing with bots in Diablo 3 and also World of Warcraft. I think that Blizzard not having trading is simply them throwing in the towel and telling the players, we are going to make your experience worse because we don't want to pay enough money to solve the problem. It is annoying. I think trading provides every single player with a clear path to an upgrade, whereas whenever you don't have trading, you're just continuously rolling the dice, and at a certain point, people burn out of doing that because they realize how low the percentage of an upgrade is. And I don't think that it's been a problem with Path of Exile, which is an equivalent game to Diablo 4. And I don't see why Diablo 4 can't have the same system that Path of Exile has. That's what I think. I thought Diablo 3 base game was better than Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls because of trading. Not just because of trading, but that was a very big reason.